Welcome back. Now we are going to continue from where we stopped. Now we've looked at how to print a certain number of eggs in a certain number of eggs, that a certain number of rows in our data set. Now we are going to look at how we can print the last number of rows in our data set. So to do that, we make use of the tail method. Now to do that, we have to use the tail method. Now we call in our last class, we said to print, when I remove this from there and I print this. Now, that gives me the egg, and by default, Python prints just the five rows of our data sets. So if I want Python to print, for instance, the first 15 rows of our data sets, I have to type after the egg, I'll pass the argument, the attribute 15 in that, and I'm going to print the first 15 rows. Now you can see this stopped at 14. It started at 0. So Python prints the first 15 rows. Now, likewise, if we want to print the bottom part of our data set, we can just tell Python, okay, data frame, print data frame dot, okay, tail. Okay, and we run this particular line of code. Now, the last 15 items, Python is going to print that. Python is going to print the last 15 items, but we want the last 5 items on our data set. We just remove that value, and Python is going to print the 5 last data sets of the last 5 rows of our data set. But we want Python to print more than that. Let's assume the last 10 rows, Python is just going to print just the last 10 rows of our data sets. Now let's look at Pandas. We are looking at analyzing data frame in Pandas. Okay, now we have column, node, and table. Okay, yeah, also we can also print information about our data set in Python. We can also print information about our data set in Python. We want Python to print information about your data set. All what we need to do is to use the info method. Just use the info method, and Python is going to print information about your data sets. Okay, just let's make this info. Yeah, this is info. Now that gives us it gives us the column. This is a column, and gives us a number of columns we have. It gives us the total number data set, node. It gives us the count and the data type. So that gives you information about the data set. So when we want to print information about your data set, you make use of the info method in Python. Now let's look at the range index. 196 entries, 0, okay. The info method also tells us how many unknown values there are present in each column A. So that it gives us just a description about our data set. Now let's look at Pandas cleaning data. Let's how to clean data using Pandas.